friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Natalia Leigh. I'm an indie author and freelance editor. And my new book, Pistol Daisy, recently released. This book came out on Tuesday, June 9th. That was last week. That was just over a week ago. And today I'm going to be talking a little bit about what the writing process of this book taught me. Pistol Daisy taught me so many things. It is the fourth book I've published, but I want to say I think this was the sixth book I wrote. So sixth book I wrote, fourth book I've published, and this book taught me so much. So today I'm going to be going through 7 things writing Pistol Daisy taught me. So if you are interested, stay tuned. Let's get started. Okay friends, I have to start off with, I don't know if this would be a little disclaimer or what this would be, but I have not been around YouTube a whole lot lately, like the past 2 weeks. The reason for that is, guys, I have burned myself out. I published a book last week. Today is Wednesday when I'm filming this. This video will go live on Friday. So last week on Tuesday, I published a book, but on top of that, I have been working overtime for my editing clients. Not only am I working full-time 7 days a week, I've been working overtime, and there have been a lot of changes kind of in my personal life. Greg and I have decided to move, which is super exciting, but also very overwhelming. So the office around me, you can't really tell looking behind me, but the office is a mess right now. We move on Thursday the 25th, we will be moving into our new place. So we've been doing a lot of like the legal stuff and getting stuff signed, getting internet services moved over, like packing. So there is just so much going on in life right now that I have just honestly been exhausted, overworked, stressed out, completely overwhelmed. So if I seem a little bit, a little bit tired in this video, or if I seem a little bit lower energy than I usually am, it's just because I am dealing with a lot on my shoulders. I'm very overwhelmed, but I'm still positive. I'm still excited to be here, very excited to be talking about Pistol Daisy, but that's what's going on. If you've wondered kind of where I've been, I will probably potentially, I don't know, we'll see, make a video about like release day and release week and how it went for me, my thoughts looking back on it, but also if I am quiet on YouTube this coming week, I hope to film videos this weekend, but if I am quiet, it's because I'm moving. I might film a moving vlog. We're gonna see. Anyway, all right, we're gonna go ahead and actually jump into this video now that I've told you my whole life story. I have my 7 things listed out on my cell phone here, so I'm going to start at number 1, and we're going to dive right in. The first thing I have learned through writing Pistol Daisy is the importance of having an outline. Now, I know that outlines don't work for everybody, but I have always been an outliner. I did do a little bit of pantsing in book 2 of this series, Whiskey City. Didn't go very well. I can talk about that in a different video. But this book really taught me how important it is to outline, not just for a single book, but also because this is a series. Now, Pistol Daisy. I love this book. This is the best book I have ever written, but I had to rewrite this book and change major plot elements multiple times because my outline was not very well developed. Like, I had an outline when I wrote this book. I knew what I was doing, I knew what I was going for, and I achieved it, but then I had to keep developing the outline, go back and dig into character backstories and dig into character histories, and then go back to the outline and then rewrite the book. And this really just taught me that for my personal process, it's very important to have a fully finished, complex and detailed outline before I write the book. I am currently working on the Whiskey City outline. I hope to have that finished this month so that I can participate in Camp NaNoWriMo next month. Oh my gosh, I wanted this book written months ago, but it just didn't happen, and we'll talk about that. But my Whiskey City outline is over 4,000 words long, and that is exactly what I need to write a draft that doesn't have plot holes. It has all the character backstories, the character histories, subplots, character arcs, everything. So I really learned through writing this book how important it is for me to have not just an outline, but a fully developed outline. And I know now how much time it takes me. I'm the type of person who I get an idea, I want to outline real fast and just jump right into writing, and that's okay. And I've done that for all of my books, actually. But that means that I will have a lot more work down the line, having, like in editing, having to do revisions, having to further develop the plot, you know, break the story apart and really find out how it's working together, and that takes a lot of time. So I would rather just write a fully cohesive outline from the get-go before writing the first draft. The second thing I have learned in the process of writing Pistol Daisy is the importance of a series Bible. This is my first series. I'm currently working on book 2, Whiskey City, and I have a few ideas for book 3, but I have learned how important a series Bible is, and I use Campfire Pro for my series Bible. Campfire is very graciously sponsoring today's video, so Campfire, thank you for that. So Campfire Pro is a writing software that has limitless capability to help you stay organized. Personally, I really enjoy using the character sheets. I've used them for developing histories and backstories, for developing details, for keeping track of like subplots and plot threads. There's also a timeline function that has been incredibly helpful for me because I use it for outlining and breaking down acts 1, 2, and 3. You can track character arcs, you can track story arcs, you can track plot, and if you are somebody who is writing fantasy, you will absolutely want to check out the world building pack that comes along. It doesn't come with Campfire Pro, it's like a little add-on, but the world building pack allows you to develop cultures, religions, languages, species, everything. Like you can fully develop worlds and magic systems using the world building pack, and I think it is absolutely so helpful when it comes to fantasy. I have used it a little bit for writing historical fiction because even though Pistol Daisy takes place on Earth, it does take place back in 1880, and of course the world was very different back then. So if you are interested in downloading Campfire and getting it for yourself, make sure to check out the little link below. And last I checked, they will ask you where you heard about Campfire, and my name is in the little YouTube dropdown. So if you decide to do like the free trial and then you really enjoy it and you decide to purchase Campfire, please let them know that Natalia Leigh sent you. So that is the second important thing I have learned in writing Pistol Daisy, is that I have to have a series Bible when I am writing a series, or else my details, they scatter in the wind like leaves. I forget things, then I have to go back to the book and actually read it again to try to remember what I was developing or the little details about my characters. So do yourself a favor. I will do myself a favor in the future and write all your details down in a series Bible, whether you're using a notebook or Campfire Pro or Microsoft Word, like whatever you're using. Make sure you have a series Bible because it will save you a lot of time because you won't have to go back to your book constantly to figure out all the details you wrote in. Okay, the third thing I have learned in writing Pistol Daisy is how to step outside of myself and write in a voice that is not my own. So, as many people have pointed out and noticed, and as you I'm sure will notice if you read Song of the Dryad or if you have read Song of the Dryad, is that the main character, Charlotte Barclay, has a voice that is very similar to my voice. She has an outlook on the world that is similar to mine. She approaches things in her life in the way that I approach things in my life, and I never meant to do that. I didn't set out to write Charlotte as an extension of myself, but it just kind of happened that way. That's just who she became. And when I was writing the first draft of Pistol Daisy, Daisy was starting to go in that direction. It's like I was writing her as myself, but Daisy Allen in this book is almost nothing like me. We have very little in common, and I had to learn how to step outside of myself, step outside of my beliefs, step outside of my approaches to the world and the way that I view the world in order to write Daisy authentically. Daisy does things in this book and thinks things in this book that I would never do or I would never think, because she and I are very different people, and I really learned how to do that writing this book. I learned how to write a character that is outside of myself and write them in the most genuine and authentic way possible, down to the words that she says, the way that she approaches other characters. Like, everything Daisy does is Daisy. Like, she is her own entity and her own person, and I love that. And I love that I have learned to separate my characters from myself. Okay, number 4, the fourth thing I've learned, and this is a big one, this is an important one, is that I cannot write, edit, and publish books as fast as I thought I could. When I first started writing Pistol Daisy, and when I kind of sat down at the end of 2019 to plan my publication schedule, was it the end of 2019? I thought I could write and publish books at the speed of the wind. Like, I thought that I could write and edit so quickly, and I have learned that that is not the case, especially my chair is quite squeaky if you can hear that, especially when looking at my life now compared to what it used to be. So if you have been here for a while, you will know that I used to be a pet sitter. I had my own pet sitting business. Granted, I do still have this pet sitting business, but because of coronavirus, none of my clients are going on vacation. Clients are working from home, so my clients have not needed me. The dogs have not needed me. But for years now, probably the past 3 years, I supported myself with income from pet sitting. That was like my full-time job, even though it wasn't full-time. It was all over the place. Sometimes I would have, 5 clients at once, and sometimes I would have no clients. So things were all over the place, and pet sitting did make it a little bit difficult to have an actual routine because things were always changing. I never had the same routine, and I tried to write every morning, and that's kind of what I was, that's the routine I was trying to adhere to, but it didn't always happen. However, now, I'm so grateful for this. Now, I am working full time as a freelance editor. I am currently booked all the way through October of this year. I am booking into November. That's like my earliest slot. So if you are interested in working with me, either on a manuscript critique, proofreading, copy editing, whatever it is, if it is a full-length project, make sure you're reaching out to me now because I am booking into November. I even have some clients booked all the way into March of next year. So I am working full time as an editor, and I am learning for the first time how hard it is to write, edit, and publish books with a full-time job. So this really is my first experience with writing books while having a full-time job. In the past, I was writing books while having a part-time job and going to school, which was a lot, or, writing books while having my pet sitting business and having a little bit of time here and there and just an ever-revolving and changing schedule. But now I am working as hard as I can, 5 days a week, 8 to 10 hours a day I'm editing, and I'm learning that editing, you guys will know this, people who have edited their own books, editing takes a lot out of you. It is tedious work, it's fulfilling, and it's enjoyable, but it's hard. And at the end of the day, I am spent. At the end of the day, pretty much all I can do is play Candy Crush, play video games, or watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's all I've been doing because that's all I have energy for. And I don't really know at this point how to make these two things work together. How do I take a full-time editing job and also be writing and editing my own books? I don't know. And this is something that has been weighing on me because it's so new and I don't know how to make it work together, but I'm going to keep trying. So this book definitely has taught me that I can't write, edit, and publish as fast as I thought I could, but that's okay. I was really, and I'll kind of add to this, I was really pushing for a fast release with Pistol Daisy. I wanted to be able to get 3 books out, back to back to back, and then take more time to write books 4 and 5. And while I could have done that, I didn't have to publish Pistol Daisy, and I could have just, held it back and continued working, but I decided that I would rather put books out on a more realistic schedule for myself so that my readers don't have unrealistic expectations of how quickly I can write or how fast I can get new stories to them. So that's why I decided to go ahead and, publish Pistol Daisy and then just continue working on Whiskey City. But yeah, so that was a big one to learn. This book has taught me many hard lessons that I'm, very happy to talk about. So yeah, I just can't work as quickly as I thought I could. And I just have to accept it. Okay, the fifth lesson I have learned through writing Pistol Daisy is definitely kind of going along with the previous one, and that is that it is okay to take more time than I thought I needed, especially if I need that extra time to put out a really solid story and a product that I am proud of. So I am the type of person who likes to push myself, and I will never apologize for that. I love that aspect of my personality. I work myself into the ground almost every single day. Like, it's just who I am. I like pushing myself incredibly hard. I like setting lofty goals and really striving for those goals and most of the time achieving them. It's just who I am. That's my personality. I love striving for greatness. I love pushing myself and seeing how much I can achieve, but I'm learning that there comes a point in time where I can't do anymore. And I'm not Superwoman. I don't have endless amounts of energy or time or brain capacity. And at some point, I have to slow down and I have to say enough is enough. And that is what I have learned recently with Pistol Daisy, with Whiskey City, and with all of my editing clients. So the reason this plays off of the previous point is that I thought if I pushed myself hard enough, I could publish 3 books this year, get them all out back to back and have them be super high quality and be really proud of them. And I thought, okay, if I can just push myself hard enough, I can achieve that. But I have learned that it is not possible at this point in time. Like, with the amount of hours I'm working and the amount of energy and brain space that's going toward client work, and my clients really deserve all that energy. They deserve my time and my love and my commitment to their projects, and that's what I give them. And I love being able to do that. But I've learned that with that happening, I only have a limited amount of energy left over to push at the end of the day to try to get other things done. And often that is emails or YouTube stuff or other things that are not this. Because when you're writing a book, personally, I can't write a book when I'm tired. I can't edit when I am exhausted and worn out and I have a headache from staring at the screen all day. So I've learned that even though I love pushing myself and I love setting these, lofty goals, and I will continue to do that because it's just who I am and it's my personality, I cannot do it all. There really does come a time where I have to realize that even though there are 20 things on my to-do list or 20 things that I want to achieve in a month, I cannot do every single one of them while also maintaining a full-time job and trying to maintain a healthy and balanced lifestyle, and it's all good. I don't guilt myself for that. I wish that there were more hours in the day. I wish that I had more energy at the end of the day to get more things done, but that's just not the case, and it's all good. And I've had to learn that, and thankfully, Pistol Daisy taught me that. Still relatively early into my publishing career because I only have the 4 books out at this point, but I am going to, continue doing my best and working on Whiskey City whenever time allows and setting goals for myself. My goal right now is to finish the Whiskey City outline this month in June and then write draft 3. Yeah, oh my gosh, I'm already going to be on the 3rd draft of Whiskey City. So I'm further along than I thought I was, but my goals are to finish the outline in June and then write the 3rd draft in July for Camp NaNoWriMo. Granted, if you guys could see my editing schedule for July, the 6th thing I have learned is a little bit more lighthearted, and that is the importance of having ARC readers / reviewers. I did not have ARC readers for Song the DRYAD. I kind of rushed the process. I was really stressed out. I didn't give myself enough time to, handle the whole ARC reader thing, and oh my goodness, I am so, so glad I utilized ARC reviewers for Pistol Daisy. I have the best ARC readers in the world. If you are one of my ARC readers, I have such love for you. Thank you so much for your time, your energy, your support, your dedication to Daisy's story. Thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. And I've learned how important it is to have ARC readers, because already, the last I checked, Pistol Daisy has only been out for a week and it's already sitting at 46 reviews on Amazon. That is phenomenal. I'm guessing I'll probably hit 50 reviews for Pistol Daisy this week or next week. Fingers crossed that happens. 50 reviews has always been my goal number. I think that's a phenomenal goal to have in terms of the number of reviews on Amazon. It took me over a year to hit that for Song of the Dryad. I wanted to say it took a year and a half to hit 50 reviews on Amazon, and I had to push really hard to get those reviews. But because I utilized ARC readers properly, I already had, 30 or 40 reviews coming in from ARC readers on the day of publication. So that was incredibly helpful in terms of boosting engagement, not only on Goodreads, but on my Amazon page, and getting those reviews in. So I'm only 4 reviews away from hitting 50, which I'm incredibly excited about. But you guys, ARC readers are so important. They're incredibly helpful. I highly recommend you utilize them. And if you have any questions about ARC readers, let me know in the comments down below, and I would be happy to make a video all about ARC readers and what I kind of have learned in my first experience working with them. Okay, moving on to number 7, the 7th and final thing I have learned writing Pistol Daisy. Of course, it's only the final thing that I'm going to be sharing in this video. Pistol Daisy has taught me way more than I could ever sit down and talk about in one YouTube video, but this book has taught me that it's actually possible to stay invested and motivated for one story. I have always wanted to write book series, but I found myself losing interest and losing motivation and then not wanting to write those books anymore. I wrote 50,000 words of the second book in the Song of the Dryad series world, whatever you want to call it, and I totally lost interest. And then, so I wrote that in November 2018, and then in January 2019, I started writing Pistol Daisy, and I am just as inspired by Daisy and her story now as I was when I started writing it. I'm just as excited, if not more so. I'd say I'm more excited now to continue writing the series than I was when I first started writing her story, because I know her now and I know the other characters and I know that they have so much story left in them. Pistol Daisy just barely scrapes the surface. I love this book. It is the best book I've ever written, but in terms of Daisy's story and the stories of the people that she meets, this is just scraping the surface. And in Whiskey City, I really am planning on digging much deeper into who Daisy is, who her companions are, and, the direction that they're going, not only in this story, but in their lives, is kind of how I see it. So I am still invested. I am still motivated. I am more excited than ever. I consistently am listening to my Pistol Daisy soundtrack because it gets me pumped up to work on her story every single time I listen to those songs. So it is possible to be interested in a story for the long term. So I started writing this in January 2019. It's now June 2020. So it's been about a year and a half that I have been writing Daisy's story. And I love her. I love Daisy so much. I think she's such a kick-ass character to write about, and I can't wait to discover what she has in store for me, because again, I do have Whiskey City almost completely outlined, but there are more books in this series. I'm planning at least 4. We'll see how that goes, and Daisy is the one who's kind of telling me the story along the way, so I'm very interested to see what she has in store for me down the line. All right, guys, there you have it. There are the 7 things that I have learned while writing Pistol Daisy. And like I said, I have learned so much while writing this book. I learned so much while writing Song of the Dryad. Every single book I write, every single book you write will teach you something new. You never stop learning. You always will continue growing and expanding your knowledge and sharpening your skills. And I love that. I love forever learning and forever kind of being a student to the world of writing and storytelling and publishing and marketing and everything that goes along with publishing books. So I want to thank you guys all for being here, for reading Daisy's story, for supporting me. Like, it gives me goosebumps to even talk about. So Pistol Daisy is available now. You can get it in paperback, which I quite like. There are some illustrations throughout the book. It is also out in ebook, and it's live on Amazon right now. It's live on Barnes & Noble. It's live on quite a few different platforms. So no matter what your e-reader device is, I am certain you can pick up a copy for yourself. So I am going to get back to work. That is all I have for you today. Again, if you are looking to book editing services with me, make sure that you are booking now rather than later, because I am booking into November. Formatting is also starting to fill up. So if you would like ebook formatting, paperback formatting, or hardcover formatting, make sure to come visit us at enchantedinkpublishing.com, because those slots are disappearing quickly as well. All right, everybody, that is all I have for you today. I hope you are doing well, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.